G'day folks. Recently I wrote a blog about what a small business website costs and a fair bit of information in that. In doing that, I realised that I don't like sitting down and typing very much, so I thought I'd do this blog by video because saves me sitting down typing. In that blog I talked about what might be the pros and cons of using WordPress as a website builder as opposed to a DIY platform like Wix. So that's what this blog is about, that I'm not typing. I might use the transcript if you like reading text. But anyway, here we go. So what are the main differences between WordPress and DIY platforms like Wix? So I'm going to assume you have a couple of understandings. One is that and this is explained a bit more in the other blog, when you want to build a website, you need a domain name, you need somewhere to host it, and you need to actually build it. So one of the biggest differences between Wix and WordPress, with WordPress, you can choose to host it wherever you want, and you can save a bit of money by shopping around for hosting plans. WordPress is a little bit more complex to learn. So it takes, if you just want to build one website, be prepared to invest a fair bit of time to learn WordPress. It's a lot more customizable and a lot more versatile. And last time I checked, 43% of the internet's websites were built on WordPress. It also interfaces with a lot of other programs, like if you want to add a way to book appointments with you, or add a shop, or integrate it with an email marketing software package, then because WordPress is the most popular platform, everybody wants to integrate with it. When you compare that with something like Wix, so with Wix, you don't get to choose where to host it. They lock you into hosting it with their own platform, and you can't choose to take it anywhere else. If you ever decide you don't like the hosting plan anymore, you can't copy it and migrate it out because no other platform recognizes the code or the way that it's written. It's pretty user-friendly and easy to learn. If you've ever worked with something like Microsoft PowerPoint or Publisher, it's a little bit like that, a little bit more involved, but a little bit like that. So if you can use that fluently and easily, you should be able to adapt to using something like Wix or Squarespace. I haven't done a lot with Squarespace, but it's pretty similar, I guess, to something like Wix. So a bit easy to use, but your features can be limited. If you want a certain type of feature, it might not be available, or it's an optional extra that you've got to pay for. So you've got to pay more for getting features like a booking calendar or a forum or a membership website if you want to charge people for a subscription to information you're putting out or something like that. So it still has those types of features. You might have to pay extra for them, but it's pretty bulletproof, it's pretty secure, and fairly simple to get up and running. You still, if you wanted a website that you're 100% happy with, you'd probably want to invest probably 2 or 3 hours to build it, and then expect to spend another hour or two every few days after that to make it exactly how you want it. Like there'll be things that you want to change, like where this button clicks to and adding something or whatever. So fair bit of time investment to do that yourself. As a small business owner, you can save a lot of money doing it that way, and you can get a reasonably professional result with something like Wix. Switching back to WordPress, it's a lot more time investment to build in the beginning, and there are DIY page builders that you can get with WordPress, so you don't need to know code. You can do that in WordPress without knowing code. So they are still reasonably DIY, but they do take a lot more time to get used to learning it. The big bonus is that you're not locked into hosting anywhere. A lot of the features that you might want to add, you can get for free to some extent. And an example might be a contact form, if you want someone to contact you, they fill out their details, etc., and shoot it off to you. So you can get a free contact form to add to your website. There can be some limitations on that. For example, how it might appear and the number of fields you can get put on it. You have to pay to get the paid version of that particular contact form, etc. So, but in general, it's a lot more versatile, and with a little bit more time investment, it's generally a lot more budget friendly. But the biggest benefit with WordPress is it's a lot more popular, so a lot more developers and different software companies want to integrate with it. So if you have a big customer management system like Salesforce or those kinds of things, or whatever customer management system you might use in your business, there's heaps of them. generally all those businesses want to be able to integrate with WordPress because it's so popular. It's not quite as easy to find that many integrations with Wix, although they're becoming more and more popular. So, and then if you ever decide you want to take it to a different hosting platform, or with the agreement of the person that built the website for you, or if you've built it yourself, you can take on ownership of that, migrate it to another hosting plan with a different hosting provider, copy it down, and all sorts of stuff. So it's much more versatile and flexible. So yeah, to try and answer the question as quickly as possible, what is better, a DIY platform like Wix or WordPress? If you were a small business doing it yourself and want to save a few dollars and just want like a brochure kind of website where you're putting the information out there in a way for people to contact you, then something like Wix will work really well. It's pretty simple to use and relatively budget friendly to get started. However, you're locked into the hosting plan. If you ever grow and you want to change something or add features and Wix doesn't offer what you need, you can't take that with you. You've got to start from scratch. So in that situation, Wix probably would work well. If you don't know what the future might hold for your business, or if you want to potentially build multiple websites for different areas, if you have, like, say, a large organization that has like Jim's Mowing, for example, that's got Jim's Mowing, Jim's Fencing, Jim's Plumbing, and blah blah blah, and you might want multiple kind of websites, it's worth investing in learning WordPress and making multiple websites doing it that way. But yeah, so to try and shorten the answer, one-off DIY, Wix is probably the go-to. If you want anything a bit more complex or versatile than that, then it's, I think, worth the investment in time or paying someone to do it for you to go with a platform like WordPress. So I might watch this video back and see how that all comes out, whether it all makes sense and is clear and succinct enough before I publish this. But yeah, if you have any questions or anything like that have arisen while I've been talking, feel free to stick them in the comments below, and I will do my very best to get back to each and every comment. I'm not that huge influencer or anything like that, so I should have time to do that. So yeah, feel free to drop that in the comments below the video, and I'll get back to you. And if some of what I said didn't make sense, I'll also link in the description the other blog that I was talking about, which talks about what are the costs involved with a small business website. And if you're at all curious about what I can offer and how I might be able to help you, then please, I'd love you to get in touch. See you in the next blog or video, whatever, whether it's written or video, who knows.